Oh, shoot. Peace and blessings to all the tribe. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm trying this out for the first time, so bear with me. I am no professional YouTuber or content creator yet. Maybe that'll be my future. But right now, we gonna work it out and work out the kinks later. But I'm gonna try to set this up because I obviously don't want to, and I don't have a proper setup. Ma'am, am I live? Is we live? Hmm. It looks like I'm live. For 1 minute now, it looks like I've been live. Welcome to live chat, please. What's all of this down here? No. Settings, chat filter, community moderation, live chat on, live chat summary, participate anyone, message delay, block words, live chat moderation, don't hold any messages, basic, hold potentially inappropriate, hold a broader range of potential. Okay. How am I supposed to know if I'm live? And I don't see how I can. Is we live? Tribe, Grand Rising, peace and blessings to all the tribe. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's doing well. We are now 9:53. I had scheduled the live for 10 a.m. I am sitting in the car, obviously, getting ready to go. Um, I don't even know if I was live the other time, but like I said, please bear with me. Oh, I see you, girl. Grand Rising. Peace and blessings. Bear with me. Bear with me. Because I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want to make no wrong moves. Yes, Grand Rising tribe. Peace and blessings. All. Welcome to all. This is our first live tribe. Thank you for all the support that allowed me to be able to go live. Um, so yes, first things first, I want to be very careful of my words and what I say. I'm going to try, thank you to my moderator, girl, ROD. It's my mom, y'all. Thank God, it's my mom. She is my ROD, and I want to say that. I want to put that on wax. Thank you, mom. I love you. Okay, so we're on our way. I'm not ready. I'm very nervous. I don't know. I know we're not ready. But I have to go and pick up. So, the things that I'm going to try to focus on are my history. I do have which makes this so crazy, I have a history in juvenile justice. So what really, really irks me to my core is that I worked in this field and I'm dealing with this with my own kid. So with that being said, I'm going to try to give you guys the best view that I can give you and try to vent while I'm driving. But I really am going to try to watch my words and obviously focus on the road. And then, you know, when I get up and really going and, you know, start really talking on this channel, I will obviously try to get a better setup. But for right now, this is what we rocking with, y'all. You know what I mean? And thank you for everybody who's joining. Rayleigh Johnson, hi. Grand Rising, peace and blessings. Thank you for joining. Okay, y'all. So for anybody who doesn't know, again, thank you for joining. My name is Rikki. This channel was created out of love, first of all, and out of the desire to want to heal myself and share my story. As I sat and watched YouTube, I'm a big YouTube watcher, so as I sat and watched YouTube, I realized that the community that you can build, that you have the potential to build, and the people that you can connect with is so great that I kind of really wanted to jump in. So here I am jumping in, our first live, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of the community and so thankful and grateful for the community that we are building together. I'm so grateful to God for creating a platform like this, and we know that, technology can be a blessing and a curse. And I think that's part of what helped create this situation as well. The social media thing is outrageous. It's out of control. So while I sit here and I'm grateful for social media, I'm also very afraid of it, and I have a very great distaste for it at the same time. So you know how they say two things can be true at the same time. So while it is a very good tool, it is still a very evil tool, and if you're not using it for good, I don't know what you're doing. So anyway, welcome to the channel. I am on my way to pick my child up from the other parent's location. And I say other parent's location because it is not the other parent's home. We were in a situation, again, please watch, excuse me, I'm trying to watch my words. We were in a situation where things got very out of control and volatile, where I had to remove the child from my home. This decision obviously was made in the moment, and in that moment when everything was happening, I really felt that I had no choice. The way that my child was acting, we've been going down this road honestly for a little while now, so we've had some run-ins, but nothing like the one that we experienced the other day. So with that being said, we had this instance that happened, this incident. It did get physical. So like I said, I made the decision that the child should leave the home. I sent the child with the other parent. As I was saying last night, when you make a decision to bring a child into the world, me personally, I don't take that lightly, and I'm never going to put the responsibility or accountability on anybody else when it comes to me and mine, even on their dad. The only responsibility that I put on him is to do, like, you try to hold other people to the same standard that you hold yourself to, which is impossible sometimes, and it's not a good idea. But I try to hold myself to a standard, like to work a job, to, there's that song with that child, oh God, I can't stand her, but Cardi B, where she say, I'm a boss, you a worker, like I make money moves, like that. Like, everybody is not a boss. Everybody, some people are workers, and some people don't have the resources to be bosses. They may have dreams and goals to be bosses, but the reality of life is you have to work, you have to grind, you have to go get it, and nobody's coming to save you. And that is what I'm trying to put into my children, and also that I'm learning at a late age myself. Nobody owes you anything, and nobody is coming to save you. So, sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent, but yeah, so I had her, I removed the child, so I'm now going to pick up. And let me, since I just made that little slip up, let me say this. When I decided to make this channel, I really took into account that I do have a family. I took into account that these are real people. I am not AI. There's no fake background. I am literally in real life driving to pick my kid up, and am very anxious, and this is like real life. So for me to be on here and sharing this story, I don't want to ever embarrass I'm sorry, y'all. I don't ever want to embarrass my children or my family. I'm really doing this to try to help my community, and I don't want other people, other moms, other parents even, to feel alone. So, excuse me. So, I was not supposed to be crying on this thing. So, anyway, I'm going to pick up, and the unfortunate part, like I said, is that I was in juvenile justice. I can't leave the kid in a situation where it's not even her dad's home. So I'm going to pick up. I don't feel ready. There's no trust. The trust is gone at this moment. I, of course, as a parent, want the best for my children. However, what I'm not willing to do is sacrifice my peace anymore, sacrifice my energy for a child that does not appreciate it. Now, we all know, and I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm driving. I'm not like, I am emotional, but I think that's okay in this moment. I want to try to say, I'm not going to make any promises, but I want to try to say this will be the last time that you see me do this on this thing. But excuse me. So, we have been struggling with this for a minute. I want to do this because I want to help other people. I want to be an example for that. Yes, it is so difficult to be a parent these days. And it's not just us that influence our children anymore. It is everything and everybody. But again, with accountability and responsibility comes me looking at myself and trying to understand and figure out what is it that I did wrong in this situation. And it's not like I'm taking responsibility for the child's actions, because the child is not 4 or 5 years old. We are talking about a teenager. So at that point, it's like we all have to kind of take accountability, but I, as a parent, I still want to hold that responsibility. I can't just look at my offspring, so to speak, and say, well, what's wrong with you? Like, what happened with you? I'm 50% of what happened with you. So with that being said, I don't know. I know we're not ready, and I'm still going to do this pickup. With the homecoming, it's like, oh well, let's talk about the situation. The situation is, like I said, it's not dad's home, so you can't stay there. I can't just leave you there like I'm, like it is his home, and no, so I have to go get you. But the situation is not a stable situation either. And again, I want to be very clear. I'm very grateful that she had a safe place to land. Okay, I want to be very clear about that. I'm grateful for that, but I'm gonna be real about it. It's not a good situation for anybody to be in. There's a lot lacking, and I want to be respectful about that. There's a lot lacking. So even though there's a lot lacking, my kids still had a safe place to land, and I appreciate that. And that's what I mean by you don't, and also she doesn't have the creature comforts that she's used to. You don't have the creature comforts that you're used to. So when I was talking to the kids last night, I was saying that when you're ungrateful, and when we do bring kids in the world, we're responsible to take care of you. Absolutely. There's nobody else is responsible to take care of you but your parents that bring you here, right? So we're responsible to take care of you, but all the extra things and the extras and the sports and the running around and stuff like that is extra. And when your parents lay it down for you and provide these things for you, you have to try it. You have to be appreciative. You have to. And I'm really getting to the whole conversation of generations and, oh, this and that. I get it, but at the same time, it's like, when are we gonna, when is right and wrong is wrong? Like, it generationally, I get it, but right is right and wrong is wrong through every generation. And when you're treating people in such an ungrateful way, the people that love and support you and provide for you and really nurture you, and you're not appreciating that, it crushes the people that love you. And it pushes the people that love you away. And I hope that if there is anybody, because, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, so normally I would be at work. So if there are any kids or teenagers watching, it's like, we love you with everything. You know how people say, I love you to death? I love saying I love you to life. I got that from Professor Griff. Thank you, Professor Griff. But I love you to life. And me as a parent, I'm speaking for parents, but I can only speak for myself, obviously. But as a parent, we love you with everything. I love you, and I'll speak to my child right now. I love you with everything. And I live for you. And yes, when people say I will die for you, I will die for you, but I live for you. I love you to life. And if it takes me sending you out of my home to show you that what I'm doing is for your benefit and what I'm doing is grinding for you, then so be it. If it takes me to, I have to love myself. I have to love myself in order to be able to love you. And in me loving myself, I have to put a boundary at this point. I have to put a boundary because this is literally killing me. This behavioral issue, this, constant anxiety, constant waiting for the next thing to happen. It's not a way to live. And this is not how I'm going to live my life. So, while I'm going to pick up now, I have made it very clear that if something doesn't change, this move will be permanent. It will be permanent because we have been through this so many times. We have been through this so many times. And please take heed, anybody, adult or child. Take heed when you apologize. It doesn't change your action. It doesn't change what happened. But you should at least mean it. And you should at least try to not repeat the same thing. And I know y'all, if you know me, you know what I'm going to say in this moment. The definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. The definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And I refuse to remain insane. That is what is happening right now, insanity. Because I am actually, I'm spinning my wheels and I'm doing this thing and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta make it, I gotta fix this and I gotta make this work. And it's not working. So like I said, something has to change. And it has to start with me because I am the elder, I am the leader, I am the mom, I'm the foundation, right? Yes, there is a father. However, I'm going to be very honest about that. And to him, if he is watching, you know that I am not disrespectful, but I have to tell my truth. I have to tell my story in the way that I feel is appropriate and what's true and honest to my story. So with no disrespect, but it is so hurtful to me and frustrating, but hurtful, like I was saying yesterday, hurt first. is so hurtful that I can't rely on you in these moments. And to be very honest with you, that is part of the reason why the acting out occurs. I have always provided a way for you to be with your children, with our children, with our children. I'm at a light, y'all, so I'm gonna take a minute, take a look at y'all. Hi, what I got? 2 people, nobody cared, huh? Hi, Dakota Chance, Grand Rising. So I'm sorry, where was I at? Right, I was talking about, it's unfortunate that I can't rely on the other parent, and so many of us have that experience, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I'm anything special, but so many of us have that experience where you can't rely on the other parent, and it puts an extra strain on something that would probably be a natural occurrence, like growing up, growing pains, you know, kids acting out, and you say, well, you know, me and your dad are gonna get together, and we're gonna figure this out. And again, I'm very thankful that I was able to get that break, but it's not, like I said, it's not a situation where it can be like, it definitely can't be permanent, and I have to go now. So that's a little bit about, well, that's a lot of bit about the the situation. Again, so my name is Rikki. I am 47. I do have children. I am trying to be as respectful as possible on this social media platform, because I do not ever want to disrespect, embarrass, or do anything in a negative light. But I do, again, have to tell my truth, and this is my life, you know what I mean? So nobody can really copyright or restrict or dictate to me how to tell a story about my own life, you know. And in me telling my own story, I just don't want to offend others, so I will never use names. I will never, you know, but unfortunately the people that know me and know us, like, they're gonna obviously know. But this is supposed to be a healing process. This is supposed to be a help, and unfortunately we all have to take responsibility for our actions. And you know, some of the stories that I'll tell are not going to hold me in the best light, but I'm going to tell my truth, because man, somebody needs to hear it. Like, and that's what I was saying about YouTube. It's like, when I decided to do it, it was like, man, I'm scared. Like, I don't want, you know, I still have a job. I don't want people to know, like, my real life, or it's embarrassing, or, you know, what if this, what if that? Damn that. I got so tired. Like, I'm in the moment of my life where I'm so tired of being afraid. I'm so tired of the fear. I'm so tired of things, of me losing on opportunities because of fear, or me holding myself back because of fear. It's time for me to step out and step into who I am and who I was made to be. I was not created to just be someone who goes to work and comes home and stresses about children and bills, and like, we all do that. But at what point is enough enough? You know, at what point is enough enough? And me being thrown into this 3-month hiatus from work, I'm on FMLA, guys, which is why I'm able to do a video at 10 a.m., by the way. I'll be returning soon. But, you know, the reason I took this time, well, I'm so so thankful I was able to take this time, because it taught me so much about myself. And it taught me that, well, I always knew that the reason for working and the reason for jobs and the reason for stress is to keep us distracted enough so that we can never attain our potential, attain that greatness. You can't even access what you need to access because you are so stressed out. You are so busy. You are so depleted and deflated. I'm not going to say defeated, but depleted and deflated, that you can't figure out what your next step is going to be. So you know, of course, it's been very nice to not have to go into my 9 to 5. However, as I stated, it has been a constant grind at home ever since I took off of work. And I'm like, yo, all I need is some time to be able to get some clarity, some quiet to be able to figure out my next move. You know what I mean? And it just, things have just been happening so rapidly and so much that I haven't been able to do that. And now here I am about to go back to work, and it's just, I'm not a mess. I have grown. I have gotten a lot stronger while I've been out, but it's, I know there's always going to be a stressor in life, but this right here, dealing with your children when things are not right with your kids, man, you're not right. You're not right. I don't care who you are not human if you're not right when your kids are not right. And hopefully if if you're somebody who's like, well, if they ain't right, that's their problem, please get off my page. So there's a lot of a lot of ideas and opinions that everybody has, but ultimately I'm not here to judge anybody. God is the judge. So I'm not here to judge people. Yes, we talk about people, we talk about certain things, circumstances, and whatever. But ultimately, nobody can judge us. Nobody can judge you. Nobody can judge me. Period. So that also led to me, hopping on YouTube, because it's like, what am I? If somebody thinks I'm ugly, if somebody thinks I'm pretty, if somebody thinks I'm fat, if somebody thinks I'm stupid, if somebody makes fun of my gap, if somebody, I don't even care anymore. I don't even care. This is bigger than me. And something, how when something is knocking on you, like you have a dream, like you want to do something, and at every turn it's like, here you go, here's your chance. That was this YouTube channel for me. And that's also a lot of other things and projects that I've started, but this one right here is a labor of love, and I would really like to continue it as I go back to work. I think I've been toying around with a few ideas, like lunch break chronicles, or Rikki rants with Rikki, like a little 15-minute rant, because I know when I go back, it's going to be some stuff to rant about, if that's a fact. It's going to be some stuff to rant about, but I hope that this live is working out okay. Like, I have a moderator, thank God, but I can't really look at you guys, so it's it's weird, but I appreciate everybody that's here. If there's one person listening, I appreciate you. So I do have, let me see, I have 20 minutes left. I took the long way because, as I said, I am truly not ready for this return. I'm not ready, the child's not ready, the family's not ready, nobody's ready. It is something that is being forced and needs to be addressed. I have to take responsibility. Like, that's my baby. That's my baby. And if any of my babies are in trouble, I'm gonna try to help, but I don't feel like, it's not that you're in trouble, it's that you're in a situation that you're not supposed to be in. Like I said, had that been your dad's house, by all means, y'all got to figure it out. And again, if behaviors don't change, that would be a permanent move. That would be a permanent move. And I apologize for coming off, if this comes off crass or harsh, but that would be a permanent move, and you and your dad will have to figure it out together. And I mean that. I want to say that with my chest. Because we're at that point. I gotta say shit with my chest. I'm being careful, Mama. I'm in traffic, so it's going real slow. I'm on. Well, I can't tell you that, but I'm 17 minutes away. I'm in our old stomping grounds, if that makes sense. Over like Tunnelly Avenue, I could give you that. But anyway, yeah, guys. So what else can I tell you? About me?
How can I help you?
Uh-oh. Girl, you can't. Yeah, what else can I tell y'all? So, two kids, juvenile justice background. That's an interesting, that'll be interesting. So, having a juvenile justice background, they call them juvenile counselors at the time. I don't know what they're calling them now, but they call them juvenile counselors.
Sorry, I'm having
real. They called them, sorry, y'all. They called them juvenile counselors back in the day. Whatever they call them now, I don't know. But I work for the city of New York. I did work in a juvenile detention center in New York, in Brooklyn, New York. So shout out to all the JCs, if they even call us that anymore. Shout out. Thank you for your service. Thank you for holding our kids down. Thank you for holding some of the most heinous, badass kids in New York down for us and other areas where they may come from and roam. Yeah, so juvenile justice, working in Brownsville, Brooklyn, doing a drive that was a monster drive. It would be like an hour drive for me to get to where I needed to be. And doing that kind of job, it's one of those tour jobs. So you have an AM tour, a PM tour, and a night tour. And you know, when you're doing a tour like that, you also have doubles, so you'll get stuck. You'll be what they call stuck, and you have to do like, so I was a PM tour, so I was 3 to 11. So if I was stuck, I would have to do 3 to 11 and then 11 to 7 in the morning. Working in a juvenile justice center is no joke. I would say, and a lot of you ask any person who works in juvenile justice, you ask them, it is much harder to work with children, at-risk youth, than it is to work with adults, because at-risk youth do not understand that they have a lot to lose. They don't understand consequence. They don't quite grasp the heaviness of their actions yet. So when you get into a juvenile justice and you get into, like, you go into detention and you're a kid who's, you know, you're acting out and you out here wilding out, when you get into that center, it's not like rules apply to you all of a sudden because you're locked up now. So now you're dealing with a kid who has no regard for rules. You're dealing with a kid that has no regard for authority, and you're also the same color as these kids, right? So going into that situation is very dangerous, number one. You have to use, and also, by the way, they don't give you weapons. When you're working in juvenile justice in the city of New York, you're not allowed to have weapons. So all you have is your hands, your mouth, and what you learned as far as restraints, as far as self-defense, any kind of, you know, physical training that you get. That's what you have. You don't have a gun. You don't have a nightstick. You don't have, you don't have anything. You have your radio that you call, you radio for help when there's an incident on the hall, and obviously there's many incidents on the hall daily. And then you deal with, because you have many incidents on the hall daily and you know that you're walking into that situation, then you start dealing with what they call bad building syndrome. And the only reason I know that is because I had gotten to a point where I had to look like, what is happening to me? I'm talking about my face was breaking out. The stress was ridiculous. Driving, you know, being stuck on 2 tours, doing doubles, driving an hour and a half back and forth, like, you know, and of course having children, like all these things. So, working in juvenile justice is, you get this thing called bad building syndrome, and it's where you, before you even get into the building, you are physically ill. Your hands may start sweating. You might start having like palpitations. You may, you know, whatever it looks like for you when you're anxious, that will happen. Because and this is, it's not even like when you get closer, it gets worse. It actually doesn't leave you, because when you leave the job, you're already anticipating what you left on the hall that day and what's going to happen the next day. How did you leave things with the kids that day, so that when you go back the next day, you know what you set up, or you know what I mean, like, you know what you need to walk into, or what you're walking into. You know what fights was set up the day before. You know what kites was sent the day before. You know what I'm saying? You know who had a good day before, bad day. We used to do things called rap sessions, which is why I'm able to speak so lengthy right now to you without having anybody speak back to me, because we did things called rap sessions. And in the rap session, you would be responsible as a JC to, talk to your kids, set your day up, set your expectation up. What do you want to do that day? What do you want to accomplish? And then, of course, in that rap session, you want to give the kids a little bit of education. You want to let them know about the juvenile justice system, the penal system, the school to prison pipeline, because again, like I said, we're dealing with our kids, so it's not even like you have kids that you don't identify with. You're literally looking at yourself, trying to talk to your younger self and warn your younger self of what not to do next time. So, and how not to end up here again, right? So, with that, that job is one of the hardest jobs, and shout out to my mother, who did it for almost 40 years, who grinded it out, who stuck on somebody's job to provide for her family, who never gave up, who never gave in, who raised us the best way she could by herself. I'm not doing it, y'all. Nope. Whew. By herself. Salute, Mom. I love you. I love you. I don't give a damn where we are, what we're doing, this social media thing, that's great, but like I said, the reason for this channel is because of things like this, and I need you to hear that from my mouth while you're still here. That, and in front of people, it might be 1 or it might be 11 people, I don't know, but I need people to hear that. And it's so crazy because here I am going to pick up my kid who is not appreciating, and I'm crying tears of appreciation and gratitude for my mom, who has put so much in me, who has instilled this strength in me, who has instilled don't give up, right? Don't give up. Excuse me. I'm okay. Traffic has slowed down again, but child, I am really on this thing crying, girl. Okay. I'm okay, y'all. I am safe. I am now 9 minutes away. Please don't say nothing else, lady. I don't need you. It's just so emotional, guys. So many layers. And of course, as human beings, we all have so many layers. But anyway, back to juvenile justice. So yes, we would do rap sessions, and we would, set our expectations up for the day, and then try to give a little education about the system and how dumb you are to be here. So, and of course, you had a partner. Shout out to White. I had a partner. We worked the girls' hall, which is one of the hardest halls to work. Many people do not want to work with females because obviously they don't want to work with females. I'm a female, so we ain't gonna do that. But we understand. It's females are very much more emotional. We're much more catty. We're much more chatty. We're very vindictive. We can plan things much better than y'all can, for better or worse. And just working with the girls, it's like, whew, it takes so much energy because you're not just sitting there monitoring and securing and controlling. You have to actually interact with girls. Like, you can't, they're not going to let you just sit there and watch TV all day and run them to lunch and then back and dinner and stuff. Like, no. So Working with the girls taught me so much. Working in juvenile justice taught me so much. It taught me so much about kids. It taught me so much about myself. It taught me how strong I am. It taught me that everybody is not built the same. It taught me that everybody is not raised the same. I'll never forget, there was a time that a girl, okay, so when you're setting up, you have a hall. So on each hall, we had 16 beds, right? So you have 16 beds set up with 16 rooms with locked doors that can lock. And each bed, each room had a bed, obviously, that was like a cot, and it was on a metal frame, and so on and so forth. So the expectation was every morning you get up, you make your bed, you clean your room, you don't leave your room messed up before we go to breakfast. So I'll never forget this girl Brandy one morning. Her name was Brandy. I'll never forget this morning. So I'm stuck. Like I said, I was doing the PM tour, working 3 to 11. So now I'm stuck. So 11 to 7, it's now shower time, 6:30. Everybody's starting to get up. So now you have 16 girls that get up, have a shower, and go to breakfast. And that's called, when you're running the kids to breakfast, or you're running them you're running a medical, you call that movement. So when you're moving, you call movement, and you're literally moving 16 kids from the hall to the cafeteria, right? So this morning we get up, and we don't get up, they get up. I've been up all night at this point. I'm doing a 16-hour shift, so I'm exhausted. And this girl, Brandy, big, tall girl, I will never forget her, obviously. So everybody's getting up, everybody's going in and out the showers. So now, once the showers are done, we're going to check. Me and my partner, you take 8, I take 8. So that's one side, you do the other side. So we're going to check rooms before we go to breakfast. Now, mind you, at any time, you can act any way you want to act, but there's going to be a consequence to that action, right? So that's just like in life. Jail is no different. So if anything, the consequence is much more serious. So we're, my partner takes 8, I take 8, going around checking rooms. So Brandy's room, not clean. That isn't made. Stuff all over the floor, dirty clothes in the corner. Brandy, what's going on? Look at you, boo-boo. Sorry, y'all. Okay. I'm almost there. We got 4 minutes, so let me just tell you the story real quick. So I'm like, Brandy, what's going on? Why your bed is not made? Your room is horrible. Like, what's going on? She proceeds to throw the biggest incident that I've ever, because I've been involved in a riot as well, but this girl went off. Do you hear me? When I say she threw everything at me, when I say she tried to kick me, punch me, I'm trying to restrain her, I'm calling my partner. Now, mind you, I'm in a room. There are other girls. We can't leave all 16 girls out, right? So, oh God, what is it? I'm not crying. Yes, you was. I'm at a light, child. Yes, you was. Yvonne Wilson. Hi, Yvonne Wilson. How are you? Thank you for joining at some point. It says 2 people are watching y'all, so it don't matter. So, she threw the biggest incident, right? So, after the incident, of course, everybody, like me, my partner, the hall is mad. Like, the tone is high. We didn't go to breakfast. Obviously, when you have an incident, you don't move. There's no movement. So breakfast is brought up to you. We're in this whole situation now. The hall is hot. Other halls is like tagged. They can't, blah, 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 what happened on F, blah, 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 blah. Right? So after everything was said and done, come to find out, this child never even had a bed to make, y'all. She never learned how to make her bed or clean a room because she never had one. That right there was such a big learning moment for me. When you talk about an aha moment, that was such an aha moment because it showed me that my world was small, number one, that I needed to experience more in life at that point in my life. And number two, everybody is not raised the same. Like, you have an idea, you know people are not raised like you. You know other people have, you have a different life or different experiences. But you don't really recognize like stuff like that. When somebody doesn't know how to do something, like almost like if somebody doesn't know how to read when they're in school. You know those kids, you remember those kids in school, like the kids that don't know how to read, they'll throw a tantrum, or they'll do a distraction because they don't want to read, or they'll be disrespectful to the teacher and be the class clown to distract, like stuff like that. So working in juvenile justice was definitely a big part of my life and a big part of my growth and development as a person and a human being, and definitely as a woman because I work with the girls. But y'all, I'm about to be at my location. I wholeheartedly appreciate y'all riding with me because I was able to vent. I appreciate you listening. I love y'all to life. Please keep supporting me. Please keep subscribing. I'm gonna talk to y'all later, right? Like how they say, I'll call y'all back later. Yeah, I'll call y'all back later. Okay. Love y'all to life. Peace. And now I gotta learn how to get out of it, y'all. Lord have mercy.